So you were rejected. It feels like the entire world decided to collapse on your head, and now you're there, all torn up, thinking your life is over. You know what's worse? You're drowning in self-pity, as if that's going to solve anything. Wake up! That suffering you think is the end of the world could be exactly the kick you need to climb out of that hole you dug yourself into. Let's be clear. That pain gnawing at your chest, that ridiculous feeling of abandonment, isn't the final sentence of your pathetic existence. Want to know something? It's the first step toward giving life a slap in the face and starting an epic transformation. Yes, I said epic, because that's the word you need to engrave in your head. In this video, I'm not going to give you a pat on the back or offer you a cheap excuse to keep feeling sorry for yourself. I'm going to teach you 7 lessons, yes, 7 slaps that will transform that miserable rejection into a superpower. That's right, a superpower that will take you to places you never had the guts to dream of. Get ready, because what comes next isn't for the weak-hearted. If you can handle it, your life will never be the same. Now, are you going to keep whining, or are you ready to start? Let's begin. Number 1, never ever beg for sympathy or attention. Let's be frank. If you were rejected, this is the time to show you value yourself, not to grovel for scraps of affection. Cut off contact? Excellent. Now let's move on to the next crucial step to get out of this situation with your dignity intact. Never, under any circumstance, beg for attention, love, or any scrap of affection from someone who already rejected you. Want a harsh truth? Begging is like shouting to the world that you have no self-respect. And between us, if you don't respect yourself, do you think anyone else will? Picture the pathetic scene. You on your knees, begging someone to stay in your life as if their opinion mattered more than your own. That's the height of humiliation! Begging is basically handing over your power on a silver platter and making it clear that you're willing to settle for any crumbs they throw your way. How embarrassing, right? If you want to be taken seriously, if you want people to recognize your worth, this is definitely not the image you want to project. And you know what? Always remember this simple, non-negotiable truth. Your worth doesn't diminish because someone was too blind or stupid to see it. If someone decided to leave your life, then that person just made one of the biggest mistakes they could have made. But guess what? That's their problem, not yours. You don't need someone who can't see who you really are. When you refuse to beg, when you don't lower yourself to the level of begging for attention, you're making a powerful statement to the world, and most importantly to yourself. You are enough. Period. You don't need to beg for attention. You don't need to lower your standards to accommodate someone who clearly doesn't deserve you. What you're doing is much more than preserving your dignity. You're reaffirming to yourself that your worth is non-negotiable. And let me tell you more. When you stand firm, when you resist the urge to chase after someone who's already left, you're delivering the biggest slap to life. Because life, my friend, isn't about begging for what you deserve. It's about knowing your worth and not accepting anything less. That person who left your life? That's their problem, because the real loss isn't yours. It's theirs for not being smart enough to value what they had when you were there with open arms. So, hold your head up high, preserve your dignity, and move on. And always remember, your worth is not up for negotiation, it's not on sale, and it's certainly not for sale. Your worth is priceless, and anyone who can't see that doesn't deserve a second of your time. What you deserve is much more than someone who didn't have the capacity to recognize your greatness. Stand firm, keep your standards high, and leave the rest behind. Number 2, achieve great success and make them regret it. Now is the time to take the next step and turn that miserable pain into something truly great. Feeling sad, shattered? Great. Take all that sadness and channel it into the one place that really matters, your success. And before you start thinking that this is about proving something to others, let me tell you something. This isn't just about showing them they were wrong, although that's a delightful bonus, but it's mainly about proving to yourself what you're truly capable of. Think about it. Why waste energy mourning what you lost when you can use that same energy to build something incredible? Turn the pain of rejection into fuel for your personal and professional success. And why focus on success, you ask? Because, my friend, nothing speaks louder than your achievements. Words are empty, promises are forgotten, but success, oh, that's impossible to ignore. When you achieve your goals, you're not just overcoming rejection. You're proving to yourself and the world that rejection doesn't define you. It's actually the springboard that catapulted you to something much greater. Every achievement, every goal reached, is undeniable proof of your strength and resilience. There's nothing more powerful than that. So, hold your head up high, preserve your dignity, and move on. And always remember, your worth is not up for negotiation, it's not on sale, and it's certainly not for sale. Your worth is priceless, and anyone who can't see that doesn't deserve a second of your time. What you deserve is much more than someone who didn't have the capacity to recognize your greatness. Stand firm, keep your standards high, and leave the rest behind. Number 2, achieve great success and make them regret it. Now is the time to take the next step and turn that miserable pain into something truly great. Feeling sad, shattered? Great. Take all that sadness and channel it into the one place that really matters, your success. And before you start thinking that this is about proving something to others, let me tell you something. This isn't just about showing them they were wrong, although that's a delightful bonus, but it's mainly about proving to yourself what you're truly capable of. Think about it. Why waste energy mourning what you lost when you can use that same energy to build something incredible? Turn the pain of rejection into fuel for your personal and professional success. And why focus on success, you ask? Because, my friend, nothing speaks louder than your achievements. Words are empty, promises are forgotten, but success, oh, that's impossible to ignore. When you achieve your goals, you're not just overcoming rejection. You're proving to yourself and the world that rejection doesn't define you. It's actually the springboard that catapulted you to something much greater. Every achievement, every goal reached, is undeniable proof of your strength and resilience. There's nothing more powerful than that. And before you think this is about revenge, let me clarify something. It's not about revenge. This is about you, about turning a negative experience into an overwhelming force that drives your life forward. When you set ambitious goals and work hard to achieve them, you're not just proving them wrong, you're proving yourself right. And let me tell you, that's the best feeling in the world. Those people who rejected you have no idea what they're missing out on. And when you achieve the kind of success they couldn't even imagine, their regret will be just the cherry on top. But the real victory is yours for showing everyone, and especially yourself, that you don't need anyone to reach the top. Who lost? Not you. They did, for letting slip the chance to be alongside someone destined for great things. So keep moving forward, set goals that seem impossible, and work as if your life depended on it, because, in a way, it does. Success is the best response to any rejection, and the only person who really needs to be impressed is yourself. Show yourself what you're capable of, and watch the world bow to your greatness. Number 3, never react emotionally to rejection. Let's lay it all out. Rejection is like a punch to the gut, one that knocks the wind out of you for a moment. But do you know what separates those who survive from those who stay on the ground crying? It's the ability to keep your composure and not give the other side the satisfaction of seeing you lose your cool. When faced with rejection, the golden rule is simple. Keep your dignity intact and just walk away. No drama, no spectacle, no tears. Do you know why? Because showing too much emotion is the same as handing over control of your feelings on a silver platter to the one who rejected you. And do you really want to give that power to someone who's thrown you out of their life? Reacting emotionally is the biggest mistake you can make. When you explode in anger, collapse in tears, or make any scene worthy of a soap opera, you're not only giving the other person ammunition, but you're also sabotaging your own judgment. It leads you to make impulsive decisions, actions that you'll likely regret later. Who hasn't done something foolish in the heat of the moment and then wondered why the hell they did it? So, before you let that emotional avalanche carry you away, take a step back, take a deep breath, process those emotions in private, away from the prying eyes of those who don't deserve to see you vulnerable. When you walk away from rejection with class, without drama, that's a statement of strength. You're saying, without needing to open your mouth, that you respect yourself too much to lower yourself to that level. And honestly, that's the most powerful message you can send. Face rejection for what it really is. A learning experience. Not a final verdict. Not a certificate of failure, but an opportunity to grow and strengthen. Every rejection is like a scar that, over time, only makes you more resilient. But for that scar to be a badge of honor and not shame, you need to keep your head high. So, the next time someone rejects you, take a deep breath, hold your head up, and walk away with dignity. Not a single tear, not a trace of uncontrolled emotion. Show yourself that you're strong enough to deal with that pain in private, without turning it into a public spectacle. Because at the end of the day, the real strength lies in those who know how to control their emotions and use rejection as a springboard to something much greater. And who has that strength? You, of course. Don't forget it. If you want to learn how to use psychological tricks to get inside that woman's mind and make her act the way you expect, seeking you out and thinking only of you, read the digital book in this video's description. After reading it, you'll learn how to use your cold side to deeply affect her and master the art of seduction. Stop being a doormat and start being the man she truly values. Number 4, total, no contact, and complete ignoring. Now let's get serious. No contact isn't a complicated concept. It's exactly what it sounds like. No contact in any way. This means no calls, no messages, and especially no playing detective on the social media of the person who rejected you. Because honestly, every time you find yourself spying on their life, you're basically taking that wound that was starting to heal and ripping the bandage off with force. It's like pouring salt in the wound and then complaining that it hurts. To truly heal, it's absolutely essential to remove that person from your daily life. And that doesn't just mean ignoring them when you see them. It means clearing your mind of them completely. We're talking about reclaiming your mental space, the space you allowed that person to occupy rent-free. Cutting off contact is really about taking back control of your life. You're sending a loud and clear message to yourself. I'm not going to let this person affect me anymore. And yes, it can be hard at first. It's almost like an addiction, that urge to check if they've posted something new, or to send a message just to see if they still care. But here's the trick. Every time you resist that urge, you're taking a huge step toward your own well-being. You're reaffirming to yourself that you're stronger than that need to hold on to what's already gone. So, what do you need to do? First, delete their number. Don't keep it in your contacts. Don't write it down on a piece of paper. Delete it from your life. Second, block them on social media. What the eyes don't see, the heart doesn't feel, right? And third, do whatever it takes to keep them out of your thoughts. This might mean focusing on new hobbies, going out with friends, or even seeking professional help if necessary. The point is, you need to be in a place where their presence or their absence no longer consumes you. No contact is more than a tactic. It's a statement of personal power. It's telling the world, and especially yourself, that no one has the right to occupy your mind if they're no longer in your life. And honestly, from the moment you truly cut off contact, you'll start to feel a freedom you might not even have known you needed. Because at the end of the day, the best revenge isn't living well. It's living free from any negative influence that person might still have over you. So, do what you need to do. Delete the number, block them on social media, and move on. Because life is too short to stay stuck in the past, especially when the future has so much more to offer. Number 5, leave the memories behind and replace them with something new. Now it's time to do some real cleaning in your life. You know, all those memories. Those little things you keep because you still haven't been able to let go. Photos, videos, gifts, anything that makes you remember them. Well, all those things are like anchors keeping you in a past that, frankly, has no place in your life anymore. Every one of those little reminders is a trigger, just waiting to pull you back into that emotional whirlwind you're desperately trying to escape. Want to know what you really need to do? Get rid of them! I'm not talking about stuffing them in a box and throwing them in the back of the closet. I mean really getting rid of them. Throw them out, donate them, burn them if you have to, but get those things out of your sight and, more importantly, out of your life. Those memories are no longer relevant, and keeping those anchors around only serves to keep you stuck in a cycle of pain and regret. And let's be honest, that's exactly what you don't need right now. But it's not enough to just get rid of those memories. The real secret here is to replace those memories with new experiences, with something that brings joy and a sense of renewal. You know, that room that still has their scent on the pillow. Redecorate it! Change everything. Paint the walls. Move the furniture around. Make the space around you a reflection of the new chapter of your life that's beginning right now. And what about trying something new? A hobby you always wanted to try but never had time for. Now's the perfect time. The idea here is to create new memories, positive and empowering ones that have absolutely nothing to do with the past. When you dive into something new, you're not only occupying your mind, but also starting to build a new identity for yourself. One that isn't tied to who you were in the relationship. The end goal is simple. Create an environment that's a true reflection of your new life. A life where you're in control, where you choose what stays and what goes. By removing those reminders and replacing them with new experiences, you're taking control of your surroundings and, as a result, your emotional well-being. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about getting over a loss. It's about reinventing yourself. About building a version of yourself that isn't defined by a past relationship, but by the decisions you make now. So don't waste any more time. Start cleaning, redecorating, experiencing. Do whatever it takes to transform your space and your life into something that reflects the new you. And remember, every old memory you eliminate is one step closer to emotional freedom. Number 6, never contact them again. Let's cut to the chase here. Stop communicating with them. And when I say stop, I mean really stop. With no harmless messages, no calls, no sending a, "Hi, how are you?" just to test the waters. This isn't just to avoid the awkwardness of silence on the other end. It's to protect yourself, to keep old wounds from reopening and your healing process from being sabotaged. Every time you reach out, it's like taking a step backward. Consciously or not, you're leaving the door open for all those painful emotions to flood back into your life. And do you really want to go through that again? Because let's be honest, reopening those wounds won't get you anywhere, except back into the same emotional hole you're desperately trying to climb out of. Cutting off all communication is an attitude of someone who has finally decided to take charge of their own life. It's saying, loud and clear, that you respect yourself too much to keep chasing after something that's already dead and buried. And before you think this is about being cruel, let me correct you. It's not cruelty. It's honesty with yourself. It's recognizing that it's time to move on, that there's no point in holding on to something that clearly has no future. Now, I know it can be tempting to send that message or make that call just to see if there's still something there, but resist. Every time you resist that temptation, you're reinforcing your own strength. You're proving to yourself that you're capable of moving forward without looking back. And honestly, that's the true definition of self-respect. Because at the end of the day, continuing to communicate with someone who has already made it clear they don't want to be in your life is like chaining yourself to the past. And who wants to live tied to an illusion, to an empty hope? No one who truly respects themselves, that's for sure. So do yourself a favor. Cut off that communication completely. Block the number, delete the contact. Do whatever it takes to ensure there will be no more messages or calls. And every time you resist the urge to break that silence, you're taking a giant step toward your emotional well-being. In fact, you're taking control of your life and proving that, above all, you know what you deserve. And you deserve much more than a communication that only serves to drag you backward. Number 7, step forward into new relationships. The time of truth has come, my friend. If you thought you'd heard it all, get ready, because now I'm going to give you the final blow. Forget about this nonsense of staying stuck in the past, clinging to memories that only drag you down further. You know what you need to do? Step forward and make room for new relationships, new horizons, new experiences. And before you start with a lame excuse that you're not ready yet, let me give you a cold reality check. Staying stuck in sorrow won't get you anywhere. Now pay attention. This doesn't mean you should go running after someone to fill the void left by the person who threw you out. Don't be pathetic. You know what it means. Being ready to, at the right moment, allow someone new into your life, but only when you're really ready for it. I'm not talking about diving headfirst into a new relationship to patch up the hole. No, that's for the weak. I'm talking about opening your life to new possibilities in a way that shows you've moved past that pitiful phase and are ready for something genuine. And don't give me that "I'm not ready" nonsense. If you keep trying to fill the void with anything that crosses your path, guess what? You're only prolonging your own pain. Build a new life, but do it wisely. Expand your social circle, yes, but not because you desperately need someone. Do it because you deserve more than being stuck in the same place. Get involved in activities that challenge you, that help you grow. Find people who share the same values and interests as you, and when the right time comes, allow yourself to build a new connection, one based on mutual respect and everything you've become. Understand this once and for all. New relationships aren't a band-aid for a broken heart. They're a conscious choice to make room for something better, something greater. And that choice can only be made by someone who respects themselves, who knows what they want, and who doesn't settle for less than they deserve. And you deserve the best, but you'll only find it when you're ready to leave the past behind for real. So, my friend, here comes the final blow. Step forward, but do it with strength, with conviction, and without looking back. Stop clinging to excuses and open your eyes to what the future has to offer. Because the future doesn't wait for those who stand still. It's for those who have the courage to move forward, with their head held high and with the certainty that the best is yet to come. This is not the time to be weak. It's the time to be strong, to be relentless, and to show the world and yourself that you're here to live, not to wallow in self-pity. Close that chapter once and for all and move on, because your new chapter is waiting, and it has no room for cowardice. Now that you've made it this far, there are no more excuses. You've gone through each lesson, you've faced truths you may have never wanted to hear, and now you're at a crossroads. The choice to keep lamenting what you lost or to lift your head, shake off the dust, and march toward the future you deserve. Life isn't going to wait for you to pull yourself together. The world out there doesn't pity the weak. If you don't take control of your life, believe me, no one else will do it for you. Enough of living in the past. Enough of clinging to memories that serve no purpose other than to keep you stuck. It's time to free yourself, to look forward, and to build something truly worthwhile. And the truth is, if you don't do it now, if you don't make this decision today, you'll be condemning yourself to live in an endless cycle of pain and regret. You are stronger than any rejection, more powerful than any pain you've ever felt. Use that strength, use that power. The past is gone, the future is yours to shape. So do it with courage, do it with determination, and show yourself and the world that you can overcome anything. This is the moment you stop being a victim and become the hero of your own story. And that, my friend, is the only story worth telling. So this is it. You have all the tools in your hands. Now, the choice is yours. Are you going to stand still, lamenting what you lost? Or are you going to use that pain as fuel to build a future no one can take away from you? If you're ready for this journey, to truly turn the page and start writing a new chapter, then the first step begins now. Don't forget to share this video with someone who needs to hear these truths, because what we discussed here isn't just for you, it's for everyone who's ready for a change. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Together, we'll continue this journey of overcoming and transformation. Remember, the past doesn't define you, but your actions from here on out do. Until the next video,